world. I believe I can beat him. I can believe I can beat Gary Russell. I believe I can beat Oscar Valdez. Um, they are probably the three big guys. Josh Warrington is a world champion as well, but I put them three above Josh. No disrespect to him. Um, I don't think there's a featherweight in the world that can beat me. Honestly, I genuinely believe that.
We're going to talk about that. It's a shame that this Tyson Fury Deontay Wilder thing is completely overshadowed the main event. Isn't Frampton versus Jackson is the main event, right? We're going to talk about the 126-pound division. We're going to talk about Frampton versus Jackson. In the meantime, this is a good place to start. My man had to get butt naked on the scales here. It's all good, though. He made weight.
126 pounds for Carl Frampton.
I feel good. I'm just weighed in, obviously, so starting to get some fluids and stuff into me now, and I'm going to have a meal pretty soon. So that's the hard part done, you know. The fighting's easy bit, and looking forward to it now.
Does it feel a little bit like the night before Christmas?
Yeah. Well, I suppose like you're just looking forward to that when that's done. You know what I mean? That's a weight off my shoulders, and I'm going to have some food. I'll chill out with my team and chill out with my family, and start to really focus in on the fight now.
What kind of message do you want to send out to the world tomorrow night?
I've got it. I'm still here, and everyone should be fearful of me. All the top featherweights, Santa Cruz, Gary Russell, Valdez, Warrington. I've still got it.
Let's talk about it. For one, he shouldn't. I don't think he looks like a fish. Where do people get this from? But let's talk about it. I don't think that there's been talks, rumors. Obviously, we don't know. We're not in his camp. But there's been talks and, rumors. Luke Jackson himself pointed it out that he's looking like he's been having some issues at 122. Remember, he had issues at issues at 126. He had issues at 122. And 130 is a place that I don't think Carl Frampton should go. I think that 126 is his max. Maybe he should look into hiring a strength and conditioning coach, or maybe they're just not overlooking, but they look at Luke Jackson was like, all right, we're going to fight him, but we're not going to put in the same, type of effort in regards to, maybe I'm wording this wrong, but I don't know, man. He's not looking right. Now, in regards to Luke Jackson, I got a chance to watch whatever little footage there is of him on the internet, and Carl Frampton should beat him. But when these guys come for the fight of their lives and, they get on the big stage also being undefeated, remember what happened with Jeff Horn from Australia, it could be dangerous. And we saw that with supposedly lower level competition, Carl Frampton has had some issues. For example, Alejandro Gonzalez, rest in peace, was giving him some issues. Scott Quick, I don't know, a lot of times people say, well, he's only got 7 KOs, don't let that deceive you with a lot of these fighters. Look what happened with Eliada Alvarez and Kovalev. So when you go look at his resume, there's nothing, there that you know of, like nothing, but he's getting a shot at that WBO interim title, which is because Oscar Valdez had to take time off because him and Scott Quigg was in that war. So let's go look at Carl Frampton's resume. 25-1, 14 KOs. As you know, the only loss he has on his record is to Leo Santa Cruz. He really wants that third fight, but he's been wanting it in Belfast. And Leo Santa Cruz just doesn't want to go over there, even though he said he would. So right now, it looks like if Carl Frampton wins, he may not want it, but it looks like Josh Warrington is going to be shoehorned in there. In regards to Gary Russell's talking about moving up to 130 pounds. But there's also rumors of him fighting Leo Santa Cruz if he doesn't move to 130 pounds. And that'll be for the WBC and WBA unification fight. Carl Frampton, last fight against Nonito Donaire at 126. Remember, Nonito Donaire's crazy ass is now in the World Boxing Super Series and fighting at 118, where he hasn't fought in over 10 plus fights. I forgot exactly how many fights it is, but he's a crazy motherfucker. Those 2 fights with Leo Santa Cruz, Scott Quigg, this Alejandro Gonzalez fight is the one we were talking about. Chris Ovalos, Kiko Martinez twice. pretty credible resume at 126 pounds. Looking at the champions, you have Gary Russell, WBC, as we talked about, Leo Santa Cruz, WBA, Jesus Rojas, who beat Jojo Diaz for that 126-pound world title. Remember, Gary Russell had beat Jojo Diaz formerly. You have Josh Warrington. Wait a minute. Am I confusing myself? Rojas beat Jojo Diaz, correct? You have Josh Warrington, who beat Lee Selby. We don't know what's going on with him and if he'll even be back at 126 pounds. Josh Warrington, IBF, and then you have Oscar Valdez, who was injured. So I'm going to be covering this fight along with the Fury Pianetta fight, along with the aftermath, obviously, Wilder versus Fury being officially announced. I'm also going to cover the Patty Barnes fight, and then I got to cover the Top Rank on ESPN card. So I'm TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy Live. Please subscribe.